What? Who was that? E-Money. Okay, let's get it. I gotta get it. Know that my whip. Damn.
Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Papa Joe for this week's edition of the Metal Shop Vlogs. Today's December 14th, 2016. And today we're joined by our guest and local rapper, E-Money, Beast from the Northeast. If you could give us a quick intro.
What's poppin', people? E-Money, Beast from the Northeast. My actual name is Eric Singleton, but people call me E-Money. Born and raised here in El Paso, moved here when I was 2, basically. Been doing music ever since I was younger. Not really much to say about me. I mean, I guess we'll figure out exactly what the Beast from the Northeast is.
Yeah, so like, as far as like your history with the music scene, you do mostly like local shows with like hip hop shows?
Well, with the local music scene, yeah, I mostly just do hip hop shows. I've done a lot kind of like with Lobes, for the Mason Music Hall before they closed down. Tricky Falls, I actually just did this year, opened up for Montana 300s. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
And then of course I also do some outside shows too, like outside of El Paso as well.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So like, what other cities have you played in?
Then Las Cruces, Albuquerque, Denver, Los Angeles. I think that's pretty much it. I can name off the top of my head. Yeah.
That's cool, man. And I know that your father is also a musician.
Correct.
And, like, so what type of influence did he have on you as far as like your musical taste now and what you're working on?
He's probably had the biggest influence on me because I remember when I was younger, my dad always had this motto that if you're bored, you just ain't found nothing to do yet. So anytime when I would get bored, he would always have me try and learn a new instrument. Like I remember at one point I was playing guitar. I remember one time he tried to make me play the sax. I remember I really liked playing the drums. That's what really kind of helped me with my rap and kind of what I do now. Is a lot of people, I don't know if they pick up on it, but basically when I rap, it's kind of like when you play the drums.
Yeah, I noticed it's like a cadence to it.
Yeah,
like
exactly. It's like a cadence.
Like a rapid cadence. It's like just coming at you from all different directions.
Correct, and then I got that from drumming.
Do you think that that's like a gift, like the ability to rap? That's something you're born with, or?
No, let's put it like this. I wouldn't say that basically anyone can learn how to rap, but I think it's just an it factor.
Yeah.
Like it's just something that you have to have besides that, because you can have the delivery, you can have the words, you can have the flow, you can have the style and everything like that, but it's just, you have to have something genuine. Like, I can't actually put a name to it, but...
Yeah, you're right, though, it's the it factor.
Yeah.
And I'm asking that because this summer we went to Las Vegas and we hung out with my girlfriend Judy's family, and I was trying to be a badass, you know, because I'd never met them before, and we had a couple of drinks. It was on 4th of July, and so we started doing karaoke, and I did Still Dre. And I love,
Nice.
you know, I love Dr. Dre, I love the Chronic. That's my shit, man. Like in the car, I can, but with a mic, I was getting lost, man. I was like,
You do the Seawalk?
I'll stick to country, man. No, I also tried to do a 50 Cent in the club, because, you know, it's not that hard. It was hard for me, though, man. So I don't have it yet, whatever it is. But I'll keep working on it, though, man. So, like, how do you describe your style of music to people?
I mean, my style of music, I try to do my best to stay out of a genre, because sometimes I like to do like a lot of alternative stuff. Like I'm a big technician, I'm a big Tech 9 fan. So I like the fact that they never really stay in a genre. One day it'll be doing rock, and next day it'll just be mad hip hop. Sometimes it'll be like a collaboration of both. What I want to say is my music it's not even really a genre, it's just a jolt of energy. Because it could be anything, but basically you're gonna feel it.
Cool. And like, who do people compare your style to that you say, yeah, you know what, I think I pretty much match them, and who do they compare you to where you're like, hell no?
Okay. Well, I hear a lot of people, they like to compare ourselves to like the Tech 9 and Busta Rhymes, which is cool because they kind of are my influences. I'm trying to remember, there was one person, I forgot his name, but I remember someone sent me a link, they're like, you sound like this dude. I listened to it, and some dude in auto tune. I was like, no.
Like you're organic.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
It's not layered with effects and things like that. Don't get me wrong, I have effects, but
Yeah, I mean, it's an art in its own right, but that's just not your style.
Correct.
Cool. And so what is the BFNE movement?
BFNE movement, of course, BFNE stands for Beats from the Northeast. Basically, I started the Beats for the Northeast movement because basically what it means to me is just basically what everyone should be doing with their lives. You should be a beast in whatever you do. If it's something that you love, it's something that motivates you, you should try to go ahead and accomplish that dream. You should chase it, and while you're doing that, you should be the best person you can be while doing it. Basically being a beast. And I'm from the Northeast, so it's Beats from the Northeast.
Yeah, it's Northeast El Paso.
Correct. Northeast El Paso.
Okay, guys, so if you remember, we started a new little deal where at the beginning of the second segment of our vlog, we shout out a local musician who we've seen at shows, a friend of ours, and this week our featured artist, Banty, is Metaphysics. He's also part of Fuya Radio. He likes to chill with his time one. And he's a good friend of ours, man. Ray is a legit dude. We've seen him perform a lot. Like, I remember the times he would perform with someone lethargic and just fucking blow everybody's mind. So this week it's Metaphysics. Make sure to check him out, man. Okay, so getting back to hanging out with E-Money. How many original tracks do you have?
Let's see. I just had an album drop towards the beginning of this year, April 2nd. Beast in the Making. Actually, you can get that on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, basically anywhere on online stores. On that album itself, I have 12 original songs, and of course, I have some more original songs that I've done before that. So in total, I would say maybe like 20 plus.
How many of those do you play like on a set?
On a set, it all depends actually. It depends on where I'm at, who I'm performing with, what's the feel of vibe of the actual place I'm doing, because, I do make a lot of different songs, like I make boom bap, but then of course like I have the trap stuff, and then, you know what I mean, different genres of rap. It just really all depends on who I'm performing with, what kind of venue it is, things like that. That way I'm not getting out of the element.
Right. Are there different degrees of trap music? Or is it just like all trap? And is it all about the same thing?
That's a very good question. To your second question, yes. It's usually all about the same thing. But I would want to say that maybe there's more lyrical trap. There's more heartfelt, deep, like I want you to feel this
like
trap.
Meaningful trap?
Yeah, like meaningful trap. Like it's
not just bitches and...
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like it might
yeah.
still have some of the same content, but it has a different story to it. Like it's a different storyline.
Yeah. And I remember, the first time I heard trap music, like, honestly, I didn't get it. But, I respect it because it's a form of art. It's a style of music. I couldn't do that, but I'm not going to judge it.
Yeah, because basically...
I know there are kids who have a message that they want to get out.
Yeah, because rap is basically just poetry about what you know, like your environment, what you've been raised around.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
exactly, your environment.
So if that's what you've been raised around, that's what you know. I mean, hats off to you.
Yeah, and we don't discriminate. We like all types of music. It's just that trap music has actually been one of the ones that got my attention the most, because I was like, what? Did he just say? She's on his what? So,
He's got how many bitches? Repeat that again? No.
Yeah. So, okay, getting back on task. So what are the main themes of your songs?
The main themes of my songs, it really just depends actually, because the thing is that I can only write what I feel. So, if I'm going through a hard time, I guess that's what I'm writing about. If I feel like being like a super rap star or something, I'll write something about money and bitches or whatever. But basically, what I like to do is that like I'll do, of course, like my hits, like what people want to hear and stuff. And then besides that, what I like to do is basically talk about like me and like my process and my progression of like where I'm at and where I'm going to be next album, or basically just how I'm growing as an artist. That way, the people that are listening, the fans, they'll be able to grow with me, because people, like as a fan myself of other people like to grow with the artist. Yeah. It's not like they just don't want to see you blow up and that's it. Like no, they want to see the progression. It makes them feel like they're along for the ride.
Yeah, I mean, if you stay the same, you're gonna lose them eventually.
Correct.
So what's the difference between a rapper and a writer / artist?
That's a very good question, because like me, like I don't like to consider myself a rapper, because then you get put in this box. And they're just like, oh, okay, look, he just raps, he just knows about money, bitches and hoes, that's it, he wears chains, gold teeth, like, but I feel like the difference between a rapper and an artist can be able to portray any type of scenario, scene, any type of feeling he should be able to kind of give off to the listener. Like, he should be able to set you in whatever mood that they're trying to do. Like, say he's writing pop or he's writing a rock song or whatever. You should be able to not only see where he's coming from, but make your own kind of interpretation of it. As a rapper, I would honestly put that in the mumble rapping section because they can only do one thing and that's it. You know what I mean? An artist, they're multi-directional. They should be able to do more than just one thing.
Yeah, you know, I remember like the first time I heard mumble rap, I was like, well, I asked myself, are they really saying anything? Are there lyrics or are they just mumbling to the beat? But then I thought, you know what, that's not a fair question because we like a lot of metal or like post-hardcore music and they're mainly screaming, and for somebody who's not familiar with that style of music, they probably ask the same question. Are they just screaming or are they saying something? But I know for a fact, those dudes actually have lyrics that they're screaming, you know?
They do.
So, I mean, I guess it's like from one end of the spectrum to the other, but it's pretty much like the same thing, the same idea.
Yeah, basically. It's just whatever you're into, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's like your musical taste. And so, like, I know that you had the opportunity to work with Word One.
Yes.
How was that? Rough Rider.
Yeah, that was actually it was a step in the right direction because I remember at that point I was bouncing from studio to studio. I didn't really know what quality music sounded like. I probably had little to basically none like actual time in a studio to be able to be like to learn exactly how to be able to record and be able to layer dubs and do certain things to be able to make your vocals sound a certain way. When I linked up with Word One, he basically kind of broke down and showed me what I would need to be able to do as an artist. I remember I had a studio session with him. It was just one day. It was like 6 hours. We recorded like 3 songs. And I learned a lot in there because that's basically what helped me like with my live performance, with my breathing, what helped me with my delivery when I'm not only writing but when I'm recording, also with live performances. And you know, I learned a lot from that dude. Really did.
Yeah, and how did that come about? Like, how'd you hook up with him?
You won't believe it, actually. I hooked up with him because my girlfriend kept annoying the shit out of him. That's how it happened. Because I remember, like, she kept blowing on, like, hey, you should listen to this, you should listen to this, you should listen to this. And I guess one day he was just like, all right, fine, I'll listen to it. And then he listened to it and he was like, you know, he's not bad, bring him in.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's some loyalty right there, man. You know, and it's cool because I know that Judy would do the same for me. Cool, so, like, what do you think, what's been your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge besides El Paso is just people actually taking you seriously as a rapper. Because like I said before, when you say that you're a rapper, people hear you're a rapper, they put you inside this box. Everybody knows a rapper that's like 33 years old, still living with his mom, ain't done shit. Like 2 songs on SoundCloud, you know what I mean? Like, and it's really just difficult in order to be able to shift that so that people are like, hey, look, he's serious. Maybe I should get behind him before he blows up. That's been the biggest challenge that I've had before. Because a lot of people, and especially it's probably just not El Paso, it's probably a lot of places, they don't believe in you until somebody else does. And by somebody else means that like you are already moved on, like you're on a totally different level. So it's just basically just getting people to believe in the Beast from the Northeast movement, to actually see what I'm seeing every time when I actually want to rhyme and I continue chasing this dream. That's the biggest challenge I've had.
Yeah, it's totally understandable. So, and then we mentioned mumble rap. So, like, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. To be true, I don't. Like, let's put it like this. I don't want to knock mumble rap because, like you said, it is its own, I guess, you know, form of artistry. Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, if I had a couple beers, you see me bobbing my head to some mumble rap.
I mean, if you were getting noticed or somebody important called you because they heard you mumble rap, you'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm all about it.
If someone were to call me because they heard me mumble rap, I would quit fucking rapping. I put in way too much work for pick me up on some mumble rap.
Hey man, but people get noticed for the weirdest, I mean, the craziest shit. You never know, man.
Which is true.
You never know who's watching.
But I mean, when it comes to mumble rap, man, I guess it's just I guess that's like the easy listening of hip hop. I guess considering the fact you don't have to listen, it's just more like a grooving type of thing. I mean, whatever works. I don't know. I can't say much about it because they make more money than I am right now. So.
Yeah. Beats from the No 3s. E-Money. Shout out to Rob Bennett, Sick Life Studios. We over here at the Metal Shop. We about to do a little something different. I hope you guys like it. Make sure you rock with the Beats from the No 3s. Let's go. Now everybody in the 915, put your hands to the sky when you feeling the vibe. Now check it. Now everybody in the 915, put your hands to the sky when you feeling the vibe. Now come on. Shit. You're trying to beat it and make it. There's no escaping the brain waste. I'm a lyrical super saiyan, pictures banging. I'm breaking the matrix power level. At 9,000 echoes. So many ones and zeros. I'm a need an accountant. At 16, I've been writing these 16s. Like an engineer, mastering verses that big sick. Young simple till I'm dying, I'm lying, I'm big king. Up the underground, got visions of living like a Pepsi, huh? The gold chains and chain, a big chain that makes me a menace to society with the brain light. Give me the mic and the brain light. I calm it down for a change. You see, they call it the flash because I like to rhyme fast. But in the middle of microphones, as soon as the mic pass, it's the track that haters to fight the bullshit I might add. What was infinite and high, and I don't even like that. Look at I speak like I got a master's in people lyrically, the wealthiest, Celsius, coldest degree. Living on the edge of tomorrow, live, rhyme, and repeat. My action-packed rap, keep them on the edge of their seat. Life is a movie, it's up to you to produce and direct. Blowing up on your TV screen, that's that Michael Bay effect. My friends blitz, don't blow, brain bones like a Dino. Writing pulp into fiction just like a young Tarantino. Let's hear about time for all of my people that live in up on the west side. Let's hear about time for all of my people that live in up on the east side. Up to the north, down to the southwest, like where I reside. It's all love for all of my people, don't throw up your peace sign. For all my fellow MCs, never accept defeat. Keep following dreams and also look for you thugs and the G's. There's once a life, I know shit ain't picture perfect. Beat for the nose, letting you know everyone was born with a purpose in mind. Woo! Metal Shop Vlog. Let's get it, come on.
So you mentioned earlier that you had done some shows with Lobes at SMS.
Yes.
And shout out to Lobes and Rosa Sparks. They're good friends of ours and they've been here. Rosa was one of our guests. We saw her perform at the Lowbrow like a week and a half ago. And dude, she always kills it, man. She just gets up there and she like takes command of the stage, man. So like for sure, we need to, like you're gonna be at the top of our list now, man. You know, send us like a personal invite for your next show because we want to check you out.
Cool, yeah.
Cool.
Definitely.
And
I actually have a show January 13th, on Friday the 13th at Lobes' place, actually.
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So just send us the invite and we'll come check it out. We've been wanting to go there anyways, so.
Cool, yeah.
Cool. And on that note, so like how often do you perform in El Paso?
It just really depends actually, but you know, sometimes I perform once a month. Sometimes I have a dry spell and it'll be like a month and a half to 2 months. But I try to stay relevant. I try to get my face out there. So I actually maybe every month and a half, maybe.
Cool. And most of those opportunities come to which promoters here? Other than Lobes?
Well, let's see. Besides Lobes, Mason Music Hall, before they closed, they used to do their own little thing out here. To Zanny, how I got the Montana 300 show, he's another promoter. He does from Albuquerque and out here. That's another promoter that does stuff out here.
Is Rob a promoter here?
Yeah, he is, technically. Rob's also a promoter too, because he also does his own shows.
Yeah, I remember last year he had talked to me about that time he brought Genuine.
Oh,
that was like a really big thing.
That was a great show. That was a great show. I was there for that one.
So where can people check you out? I know you talked about the SMS and Mesa Music Hall, which is no longer open.
Yeah.
Sucks. Tricky Falls you mentioned also.
Correct. Where you can actually check me out at is I actually have another show January 13th. It's going to be at SMS Studios over there on Lee Boulevard, 3465, I believe, 3465 Lee. I'm going to be opening up with for Just Allah with apps, with some other people as well.
Alright, he'll send you out.
Yeah, I will
definitely
definitely send you the information. You'll be hearing
we'll
about
put his link to his Facebook page right here. You guys can look for that.
There you go. You can also check me out on the Sick Life app. If you type in sick.life app on Google or on Apple phones, you'll be able to actually get all my content plus the exclusive content that you can only find on the app. And then plus you'll be able to stay in contact and keep up to date with all my shows as well. So make sure you're download that app.
Hey, I didn't know about that. That's cool, man.
Yes, sir.
Nice. That's a hookup right there. So how long is your set? Does it depend on how much time the promoter gives you, or?
Usually it depends on how much time the promoter gives us and how many people are on the set list. But usually it'll be anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes. It depends if we only have maybe like 3 headliners on one of them, then they'll let me know like, hey, you know, if you want you to do a couple extra songs, it'll come up to about 20-25 minutes. But basically, yeah, between the 10 and 15 minute range.
And what was like your first performance? What was that like?
Scary as fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you. I remember the first time I performed, I was in some contest actually. I believe it was actually done by Young Handsome. She does a lot of work with Herbalife. It was at a Touch Bar over there downtown. I remember before a contest, I remember I performed my first song, Coast to Coast there. And I remember when I performed it when I first started, like I started with my eyes closed. I couldn't do it. I was like, oh my God, don't watch me. And then by the time I maybe got past the first verse or whatever, like it just, the adrenaline started kicking in. So then from there, I just kind of just took over and, just shut that shit down.
Nice, man. Like you knew inside, I got this.
Yeah, exactly. It's just getting over the beginning jitters.
Yeah, it's like
guess you would say.
that initial hump.
Yeah.
Cool, man. And like, so what is it like to be in a cipher? Like that's one of my dreams. Like just to be in the middle of it and just like killing it,
Yeah, being in a cipher, I mean, I like ciphers just because of the fact that there really is no subject matter. You can talk about whatever you want, however you feel.
Like freestyle.
Yeah, basically. But being in a cipher, I think it's just cool because you're around a whole bunch of like-minded people who have the same goals, the same attributes as you, basically, and we're all just trying to just chop it up and basically like it's not really even a battle.
It's not a competition.
Yeah, it's not a competition.
I'm seeing it as a competition.
Yeah, it's not definitely. It's more fun. A cipher kind of brings hip hop back to what it originally was before all this mumble rap 2000 shit happened. You know what I mean? Because that's basically what hip hop was.
It's like a true form of rap.
Correct.
Cool, man. Well, one of these days, maybe I'll be able to get the nerve. I mean, it might be like a real slow version of a cipher.
Oh, that's fine.
When I take over.
You throw back a couple of beers, we can have a couple ciphers.
Hells yeah. And so, like you mentioned earlier about being a beast. Like, what did you mean by that? What's your definition of a beast?
My definition of being the beast is just being the best person you can be. No ands, ifs, or buts, no fucking excuses. You get that shit done.
No, you want it, you get it.
Exactly. Nothing's going to be able to hold you back because you are a beast.
Hell yeah, man. That's something to strive for.
Definitely.
Okay, so you did mention that Sick Life app, and I think it's pretty cool. Like, who developed it? Like, who owns it?
Actually, my manager, Rob Bennett, he did it, actually.
It's pretty fucking amazing. Like, that's an El Paso dude right there, man. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly. I always like Rob because he likes to think outside of the box. He looks at what other people are doing, kind of like Tyler, the Creator, and like Alquar. That's exactly what they do. They have their own app, so basically you don't have to try and go through a certain person or a different website or things like that. It's basically just on the app.
That's cool, man, because it actually kind of gives you like a little exclusive kind of deal where like you can put your content
Correct.
and share that, and it's local. I mean, to me that blows me away. That like, hell yeah, man, that's cool. Like I have bands in town and I use that, but sometimes you just get so much stuff thrown at you that like I just start disregarding the notifications, But to have something like specific and that was developed locally, that makes it more special to me,
It does.
Cool, and I'll be more likely to pay attention to the notifications.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, what other form of social media can people find you on?
You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on the Twitter. You gotta put the in front of it. Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. All those you can find me at BFNE 92. That's Beast from Northeast 92. On YouTube, of course, it's going to be Eric Singleton, BFNE TV.
Cool. And so what's the best way to contact you out of all the social media you mentioned for booking purposes?
For booking purposes, it's actually best to contact Rob. You can hit him up on Facebook, or you can actually hit him up at the email at management@beastfne.com.
Cool. So Rob's the point of contact.
Correct.
Cool. Okay, and so like, what are your future goals? Because like, man, it seems like you have a really good like blueprint for what you want to happen with your career. But like, what kind of future do you foresee?
So my future goals, I'm going to start with maybe 6 months from now, and then I'll move up to 5 years. 6 months from now, my future goals is to not have to work a 9-to-5 anymore, to be able to do what I do, create music, create content, things like that. For Sick Life TV, like we're doing right now, I usually do like a lot of skits. I do a lot of writing and things like that. So I'm not just a rapper. I also do a lot of writing for shows and things like that as well. Basically, what I'm trying to do is, of course, get out of El Paso. But I want to be able to make a name for myself and kind of be like a catalyst for El Paso. I know we have a lot of people out there that are doing great things, like Elias Sparta, she was on The Voice this year. Evander Grimm, he was doing some great things out in Atlanta. Khalid, he definitely is making the hits right now. So basically, my goal is to kind of be on that level, in that bar, but of course in my own genre. Like Evander Grimm, he does his own, he's more like the new music. I don't want to say mumble rap, but I can understand shit he's saying.
But it's working though.
Yeah, it's working, so it doesn't matter what the fuck I say, it's working. But I kind of just want to be the person that they know has the bars.
Yeah, cool. So, and what do you plan on continuing your vlog on YouTube? Because you guys might not know, but he's a YouTuber too. And he's got some funny shit on there, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I like that whole thing about people think you're in the military.
Yeah.
And all kinds of stuff.
That's exactly why I grew out my hair, so they can't think that no more.
Yeah, the pointed sideburns.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious, man.
But basically, you know, right now I'm basically just focusing on working on my music. Of course, on Sick Life TV and stuff, we bring in a lot of local artists and things like that in order for them to have their segments, you know, be able to put them out there. Basically, what we're trying to do right now is create a platform not only for myself, but for basically any artist that's trying to actually really pursue this music, who believes in it, who gives their blood, sweat, and tears for it, to be able to have a place where they can actually not only be able to display their music, but to be able to grow.
That's awesome, man. And so, like, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to? I know, obviously, Rob.
Yeah, of course, Rob did it, Sick Life Studios, my boy Big Stout Films, make sure you hit him up. He has some great quality work for great prices. DC Productions, David Corral, my boy True One, Heavy Heads, they do good with the beats. You make sure you gotta hit them up. My boy Enzo. This is just a few off the head. I can go on for days.
Cool.
Yo, you ain't heard the shit. What the fuck? Beef to the Northeast. Beef to the Northeast. The Metal Shop. Make sure you check out the blog. Follow Beef to the Northeast at BFNE 92. Make sure you follow the movement. Y'all ready? Let's go. Shit. When they tell them what a Southwest chop. Everybody get in the building, put your hands to the ceiling, rock with the come on. Shit. Let's go. Southwest coming up here in the business, you're about to chop, so you niggas can feel it. Like an automatic weapon going off in the building, everybody jumping and screaming. Shit, let's go. Everybody come on. Automatic, no big up. Check it, I've been magazine, just like your favorite tabloid. Get up on the mic and they wonder if it's that boy. I've been born to bring a port, tag team to your mouth, boy. See my face like a beauty time, I'm full of Android pause. Thinking about the things I used to perform and I'm on the show, now I'm about to blow, so where the fuck are your blogs? What about the one, is it something different, but really? Listen to me, let me welcome you to the wild, wild west. Wonder who busted off, take a wild, wild dance to the beach, nigga, they just break for the project. Boss in, massacre your phone for the Southwest. Not running over the shooting and begging, but I'm you a demonstration that you're putting me to the test like a test. I think you a piece of your neck, you can stop throwing, give you a talent to the mess. Southwest, coming up here in the business, you're about to chop, so you niggas can feel it. Like an automatic weapon going off in the building, everybody jumping and screaming, let's go. Shit, everybody come on. Oh shit, I know that the chopper that's getting popping, but the body's so dropping, nobody do it like me. Shit, beat for the Northeast. Only thinking about the come up, these niggas don't want no beef. One of the man defective rappers that you ain't never seen. When they dealing with a Southwest chopper. Shit.
Okay, man, so now it's time for the rapid fire, where I ask you 5 quick questions, and you just gotta right off the
Who was that? E-Money.
Okay, so the first question is, and this is important
Okay, let's get
for
it.
the younger generation, especially here. So, does love exist, or are people just catching feelings?
Love does exist, it's just people just decide not to want to catch them.
Don't let my whip.
Okay, what is your craziest show tonight?
I remember at the Montana 300 show, I remember I had this chick who would just jump on stage and was like, oh my god, I gotta get a picture with you, oh my god. So I was just like, calm the fuck down. Like, my girlfriend's here, nigga, calm down. That was probably like my greatest experience so far.
Cool. Okay, so roofie or Ali?
What? Did you say roofie or leave? I want to be able to remember this, leave.
I actually got that from your girlfriend at Go Coffee.
Yeah?
Cool. Watch that shit. Okay, are you a lover? Okay, and iced tea or soda?
Ice tea.
Read the sign.
Ice tea, man.
Okay, sign.
Yo!
Come on, man. Like, he's like a descendant of. He's not some bullshit.
I can't get behind a dude that starts Instagram beef and then just doesn't do anything with it. Like, it's cool if you want to see relevant, bro. You gotta find a way to do that. Like, that's not
Now
cool.
everybody on their feet, let's go.
Okay, so that pretty much concludes our vlog session. No blast. Hope you guys enjoyed it.